الذين يؤمنون صدق الله.
Afghan journalist Sabawun Kakar was laid to rest in Kabul today, a day after he was killed in a suicide bombing. He was one of 9 journalists killed in a coordinated attack that has now been claimed by ISIS that hit Afghanistan's capital. This is just the latest, though, in a string of deadly, large-scale bombings and assaults that have struck the country ahead of elections planned for October. Retired Major General David Fraser was the top commander of the NATO forces in southern Afghanistan back in 2006. I spoke with him earlier for his thoughts on yesterday's attack and the future of that country. General Fraser, can I just maybe let's start with the events that we've seen over the past couple of days, particularly this attack on journalists. What do you make of this type of incident in particular, and whether journalists were in fact targeted, I guess?
Well, first of all, any attack like this is despicable. It's cowardly because they attacked innocent people, including in this case journalists. Whether or not the journalists were specifically targeted, I don't know. We'll find out in the days to come. But it's a despicable attack.
You have a book coming out soon that sort of chronicles a little bit of Canada's time there, particularly around Operation Medusa. How do you feel now about that operation?
Well, first of all, I'm just immensely proud of the men and women who served, the 40,000 men and women who served, Canadians who served in Afghanistan, and all the men and women from around the world who served over there, trying to provide hope and opportunity to people who just don't have it. So, their contributions weren't in vain, and Operation Medusa was a key battle.
And those operations were successful in defeating a significant Taliban presence, which has made that area safer, and in part has also made Kandahar safer.
And look at it now. We're in 2018, and we're still talking about peace and whatnot, and it's going to take a long time. It wasn't a waste. It was very costly. Men and women gave up their lives for this thing, but we are where we are today, and we're still talking. There's over 300,000 Afghan security forces still engaged in this, and there is the genesis, the start of a peace discussion between the Taliban and the government of Afghanistan. We've got to support the diplomatic efforts to find a peace settlement to this conflict.
Do you see peace in the future of that country?
I'm not sure if I actually see peace. I see a peace process, and the process has to be supported and allowed to keep on going, and encouraging all the parties to come around the table so they can air their grievances and actually do it through discussion and dialogue, vice using violence.
Okay. General, thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Canada's combat mission in Afghanistan ended in 2011, and Canadian soldiers withdrew from the country entirely in 2014. Right now, though, there are roughly 16,000 foreign troops there, mostly from the United States, to train and assist the Afghan forces.